We not. Yes, we are live. Welcome. Welcome back. What is it saying that I am? Okay. I see me there. I mute it. Alrighty. How are you today? Yes, it is a new day. And what has happened since we have last chatted? This morning I did come on and give the weekly dividends for this week. So if you want to check that out, it's on the previous video that I did. I would like to say welcome to all of the new viewers and welcome back to all of the returning viewers. So while it is fresh on my mind, I would like to send an invitation out to you. Very simple invitation. I would like to invite you to push that subscribe button and join us. Join us as we share, as we talk, as we get woo-woo, esoteric, downright political. Well, maybe not downright, but at least chat about what's going on, keep us all informed. Maybe we can come together and find out something. What can we do? So, please accept my invitation. And for those who have accepted my invitations, to you I say thank you and welcome. Come on in. Let's chat, okay? So, what has been going on since the last time we chatted? Remember I was talking and I was like everywhere. I'll probably be everywhere again today, but that is okay. But I am going to just right off the bat start talking about, like, one of the things that I was going to say yesterday when we were talking was that how there's peace talks going on for Ukraine. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, in Saudi Arabia. Marco Rubio is over there representing the U.S. along with Russians representatives, but there doesn't seem anybody from Ukraine there representing Ukraine during the negotiation talks and the peace talks that are going on. Don't know how that's actually going to work out. So far, all suggestions have been rejected. But one thing that I found interesting was that in the U.S.'s attempts to talk with Ukraine, they tried to get Ukraine to sign an agreement that would have given the U.S. half of Ukraine's resources. Didn't work out though. So now they're holding peace talks without Ukraine. So you figure that one out and then let me know, and then maybe we can come to a middle ground, because don't know how to think about that one. So yeah, 50%. Isn't that kind of bully tactics? RFK, the Health and Human Services person that's been nominated. Do you know one of the things that is his solution to cleaning up this country is to take people off of their depression medications, these different, what are they? For mental health. He wants to take people that take medication for mental health reasons. He wants to take them off of it and place them in a camp-like situation. That's not cleaning up. What I would like to see happen is something to get passed for all of these individuals who are passing laws, medical laws, that would be medically, that a person would have to go to a doctor because it involves medical reasons, that they start getting charges against them for practicing medicine without a license. Is that not what they are doing by making laws preventing women to get the necessary health care that they need that is for their own bodies, between them and their doctors? Something to think about. Something to think about. Because right now, what is it that we can do? What is it that we can do right now to be able to correct the situation that is going on right here in the country? They want to take, Trump wants to take homeless people. He wants to go and round up homeless people and then place them in a camp as well. Whatever that would look like, wherever it may or may not be. I did hear something about Texas, but hey, there is a lot of rumors and disinformation swirling around. I don't want to be one of the ones that do spread that rumors and disinformation. However, I am sharing what I am hearing. Okay? So if you know something different, please comment and let me know. We've had resignations continue by heads of departments. The head of Social Security is now resigned. I saw a video today of an individual, a retiree, that is living out of the country, and now his Social Security has been stopped. He usually would receive a check on the 3rd, he was saying, explaining it, and he was showing the screenshots and so forth, and literally it just says suspended. His Social Security benefits suspended. Where is this going to go in these cuts? I personally have family members that receive Social Security, a child that has disabilities, and the mother has limited work availabilities, in addition to helping out the child, but also mainly from the Social Security. It's a mess. It is really, truly a mess. I personally, and I continue to say, I don't think anything's going to slow down. I really, really don't. I don't know how far this is going to go, but I really don't think things are going to slow down anytime soon. They're going to try to do what they need to do. The Labor Department, the head of the Department of Labor, they've got resignations and firings going on with that. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we're not going to get real numbers or numbers at all, what the hiring numbers are for the month, like they always have, to determine the health of the country within our employment and the labor? What's the percentage of unemployment? All of that stuff is being cut as well. That's going to be less staffing to be able to handle people who are trying to apply for unemployment. It's like a serious breakdown of what we as Americans, out of our own paychecks, put into these systems, so that in case, just like insurance, in case something should happen, our money can then we can then receive our own money back to help us out as we find another job. Those departments are being cut as well. Here's another state law that is trying to be passed in Texas. Once again, if you, in your state, if a law can get passed within the state, remember there is a possibility that that law can also become a national law. So Texas wants to pass a bill to put chaplains in schools. Are we going to church or are we going to school? There's a difference there. Chaplains in the school. And then they didn't even have any description of what a chaplain would consist of, or what qualifications that they may or may not have to have. But yet teachers and professors and so forth, they all need qualifications in order to be able to teach. But they want to just place chaplains within schools for our children. Now, this is in the state of Texas. So like I said, if it can go for a law to get passed in a statewide, do not hesitate for a moment to think that it cannot be passed nationwide. Okay? Heads up. Let's think here. Here's another one. In Oregon, they have the Bonneville Dam, which is the dam that has a for regulating power for the Pacific Northwest. Those individuals that are heading that up, there is firing taking place amongst the Bonneville Dam. That's an electric grid source. I've been talking about power outages. I see power outages. Could this be an area where there's going to be power outages because now they're firing off individuals from the Bonneville Dam? That's a electrical grid source for the Pacific Northwest. Think about that one. Think about that. You have the firing of individuals for our nuclear stockpile whom they didn't realize that's who they fired. And remember, they're saying, yeah, you can have your job back, but then in the deleting of their information once they were fired, there went their contact information as well. So they don't even know how to get in contact with these individuals that they have fired. So instead, they sent emails to the employees of that are currently working there, saying if you know where your previous co-workers are or how to get in contact with them, please contact them and let them know that they have a job that they can come back to. This is the head of our country, and it hasn't even quite been a month. Is tomorrow the 20th? Because today's the 19th. Is today, tomorrow, the next day? Is that going to make a full month that this man has been in office? And how many people have now lost their jobs? How many people have are just waking up to an email saying your services have been terminated, we no longer need you? And then not even information as to how they would go about and applying for their unemployment in which they are perfectly entitled to. So, but they're given the excuse also in those emails of your work has not been up to standard, so we see that we don't need you, so we're going to let you go. Just nonsense, just absolute nonsense. But of course, remember now, the billionaires are still getting their tax cuts. It's being extended and increased. They're getting their tax cut. And within all of these bills that he promised, remember, within the budget, of what's in the budget will dictate where money will get dispersed to. So on the campaign trail, it was promised no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Do you know that none of that is in the budget that is being presented? None of that is even in the budget. So there's another false promise that he made on the campaign trail that is now affecting the American people. But however, those that voted how they voted, and you already know how I feel. I feel there was nefarious actions, and that's why Mr. Elon is up there so much at Rump's Diaper Don's hip, because he feels he has, well, not feels, he has entitlement to what Trump is giving him for the things that he did to help Trump get in office. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is solely my opinion that I am sharing with you of my beliefs. I digress. People talk about and don't think that it affects them any with these cuts that have not directly hit them as of yet. But let me give you an example how these cuts within the social services will affect you. Let's start with simple food stamps. Okay? First of all, food stamps is, let's say a person gets $200 a month. That $200 does not come in a form of cash. It comes in a form that you can only spend it at a grocery store. Okay? The WIC program is a program for pregnant mothers and nursing mothers and children up to the age of 5 years old. And you would get milk, cheese, eggs, peanut butter, cereal, those type of things. Now, that program was originally created as a farmer's subsidy, and it took place in the form of WIC, Women, Infants, and Children's Program. Okay? So, local farmers, with their milk, with the eggs, with the crops that they grow that produce cereal, make peanut butter, all of that. So when they cut the government program for WIC, okay, the farmers then that were the ones that were producing for this, now they no longer have this contract to produce this for this particular program, okay? Now, let me get back to food stamps. Food stamps, if a person were to say, give you $200 a month for food, and it came in the form of cash, there's nothing saying that that person would actually go to the grocery store and purchase food. But when it's put in a form of a specific card that says that it's only able to be used in a grocery store, well, let's take all these people whose food stamps are now being cut. That means that that source that was specifically for a grocery store no longer has the same amount of traffic coming in to buy food. So then that's going to affect the cashier. That's going to affect the stock person who's stocking the shelves. That's going to affect the truck drivers who are bringing the foods to the stores. That's going to affect the factories, the manufacturers, whether it's a meat factory or a vegetable where they do the canned goods and so on and so forth, or whatever the case may be. There is now going to be a less supply and demand. So what then happens? Well, grocery stores, major grocery stores will then also begin to cut back. And then you ask, how does that apply to me? Well, you may be working at one of those grocery stores. You may be the truck driver. You may be the one in the factory. It is a simple program. So if you take an amount of, let's say, $200 for one individual. Now, yes, there are people who receive way more. How many children they may have, whatever the case may be. But I'm using a simple number for one individual. And add that up, add $200 up over multiple people. That's a big number that is no longer going through the economic system of supporting this economy. Okay, so that is a way that it affects you as well. So when you see these videos out there on people crying about not receiving, having their food stamps cut and so forth, well, this is an example. Yes, they will continue to shop for their groceries, but guess what? I bet you the stuff that they purchase is going to be way less and way cheaper. I can make a prediction right now. I bet you Top Ramen noodles, their price is getting ready to go up because the supply for those noodles are getting ready to go up. So things to think about when you say, oh no, that's not going to affect me, or those people, those poor people, they'll figure it out, or they'll get themselves in, they got themselves in this situation, they'll get themselves out of it. I heard somebody say something to the effect of, when you accepted food stamps, then when you gave the government permission to feed you, then you also gave the government permission to stop feeding you. I heard somebody else say that, oh geez, that thought went in and left. Must not be meant to say. Anyway, let's go on to what the next thing that I have written down here. The head of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, steps down. Another person resigning. Our government is literally collapsing before our eyes. Yes, changes needs to be made, but I stand on things can be done in a more benevolent way. But it is what it is, and you need to know so you can see, how does this affect you? How does this affect you? The people whom you think we have a homeless problem now, wait till people who their Section 8 gets cut, their assistance with housing so that they can have affordable living, wait till that gets cut. Excuse me. Wait until you see how many more people then become homeless. And the situation really becomes dire. And I shall remind you, we are only 1 month in. Do I think that there's going to be an impeachment? No, not at all. I think everybody of these Republicans that are standing up and trying to speak right now, I think that they're going to get so attacked by the Rump administration and make things so difficult for them now, because they're going into our Social Security Department, the IRS Department. They're going in and they have your information. They have your personal information. Whether it's to be used or not used, who knows? But of what citizens gave permission for somebody to go through the department like that? And we are a country that was established on laws. And here we're trying to figure out what can we do to stop this. And the laws that are being created to be able to prevent stuff like this have been dismantled, or the head of that person, the department that where you were able to make your complaint because your civil rights were violated, that gone. I know I'm forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but let me point out something that if you did not know on how our tax dollars are being spent, that's all of that gutting is supposed to be a savings, but yet let's look at Diaper Don and his activities that has been done. We've already seen him go to Super Bowl, which I mentioned about before. We've already seen him at the Indy 500, the NASCAR driving around, which all takes extra security within the local police as well as the Secret Service. Now, every single weekend, we saw him do it on the last administration, and when the numbers added up for how many days he was in Mar-a-Lago playing golf, do you realize it totaled up to 360 days a week? It might have been 365, but he spent 1 year golfing at Mar-a-Lago. Okay? Now, okay, well, why does that make any difference? Let's do the numbers. We already talked about when the president goes into a local city, then that also is local law enforcement that has to be used. There's money right there. When he goes to Mar-a-Lago and he has his Secret Service that are there, each one of those Secret Service, they have to pay for a room. So the government, taxpayers, you are paying for each one of those social, Secret Service. Did I say, was that the right word? I was saying Secret Service. Each one of the Secret Service, their rooms have to be paid for. Okay? Now, where is he staying when he goes places? Oh, places of his business. Now remember, you're not supposed to own a business or conduct any business when you are president of these United States. That is a conflict of interest. But yet, this man still has not showed his taxes. Okay? And he wants to be critical on other people and what they have and have not. He still has not shown his taxes, but yet we watched 4 years of Secret Service having rooms, their hotel rooms paid for at Mar-a-Lago or any hotel that he went to, and which was a Trump hotel, okay? And we as taxpayers are paying, foot the bill for that. Now let's expand it even more, because we are talking about this administration right here. Where is Melania? Oh, she's at Trump Tower. In New York, not at the White House. So, what happens to her Secret Service? They need rooms too. And who's going to pay for that? You, the American people. So if you didn't know those numbers, we got 4 more years of that. Wherever there is Secret Service, they have to lay their heads down too. And it's not, they don't have just a 9 to 5. No. They are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that they too need to be able to rest their heads when their shift is over and their replacement comes to replace them for that weekend. Okay? There's money right there that you can think about, because some people just don't know about that kind of stuff. What else? What else? I talked about the trickle down effects. Oh, the immigrant. Okay, I saw a report to where within this immigration, the deportation that has taken place, people that have been deported from the United States, they're being held in other countries. One of the countries that they're being held in is Panama. And they're being held in this hotel. But here's the thing. They're not Panamanian citizens. These are people from other countries. So they're being held against their will in another country that's not even of their origin. So let me ask this question. If Panama is one of the ones that is holding these immigrants from upon their deportation, then is that the reason why he started all this rhetoric of wanting to take over the Panama Canal? And so instead of having that happen, the negotiations take place as, well, if you don't want us to go pursue those that route, then accept these immigrants as we deport them and you hold them in your country. Could that have been the reason? Something to think about, because this man Diaper Don is a distractor. He is a look over here, look over there while they're doing stuff. He's the, I don't want to say he's the master magician, because that'd be giving him too much credit, but it is what he does. What did he just say yesterday? He gonna say to Ukraine, well, they shouldn't have started the war in the first place. Was it not Russia that stayed upon Ukraine's border for over a year, talking about they were doing war games, just practicing? But then as soon as they felt ballsy enough, they stepped right into Ukraine. That's Russia starting the war. Confusion, would you not say? Okay. What else? I think that's a lot right there. There's so much. Well, I know, and I don't want to be negative. It is what it is. We are where we are. I've said it before, I really don't think that things are going to slow down, because it's for their own protection of keeping themselves out of jail. Because even if, remember, they have all these Project 2025 creators in positions, all these handmaids in position. Amy Coney Barrett of the Supreme Court for entertainment purposes only, National the Heritage Foundation, Christian nationalists. If you haven't seen Handmaid's Tale, I highly recommend watch the series. It is incredible, the similarity with the laws, the things that they are doing, and how they are breaking down the society quickly and fast. It is what it is. I've said it before. I seriously question, will we even have a midterm? I seriously question it. If they can do the voter purging the way that they were doing for the elections, what makes you think they're not going to do it for the midterms? I would think. My opinion. Hey, I could be wrong. What do I know? I'm only sharing my opinion for entertainment purposes only. Trying to keep you informed. Trying to keep us all informed. This is a whirlwind. What do? We are here on a soul level, for a spiritual soul level. Yes, we did agree to come here. Within that is my comfort, if you want to use that word. So I have to ask myself, if I agreed to come here, what is my role to play? What changes will I make within this evolutionary process? Is this just the dust storm? There's so much dust being kicked up that we can't see what's going on, but we're actually moving higher. We are actually higher than what we think. I don't know. But I know right now it's pretty dusty up in here. You can't see right in front of your eyes because there's so much going on. Like literally. Okay. This was day before yesterday of the notes that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. Okay. And then after I got off my live, I turned the page so that I can be able to write stuff down. Look, this was just yesterday. And there is still so much that I have not talked about because of there's just so much happening all at once. Everything, what's that movie called? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Another great movie. If you haven't seen that one, that's a good one. Put your thinking cap on that one. Don't miss a beat because it is one of those dimensional movies that we have all of our doppelgangers and different dimension timelines and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, digress. Speaking of movies, if you want to watch a movie, I just watched The Gorge on Apple TV. Really good. Really good. A nice, exciting, whatever movie. Dystopia, action, keep you on the edge of your seat entertainment. Yeah. Well, being as I don't want to keep everything being negative, I want to read something from The Children of the Law of One and the Lost Teachings of Atlantis. Another exercise that you can do for your own spiritual benefit. Okay? Yesterday we read the pineal wave. That exercise, the pineal wave. Get my pillow. Okay? So today we're going to let's do the planetary polarity attunement. Okay? Now remember, this information comes from John Peniel, who was the individual who got information from a temple that was lost teachings from Atlantis. And he made a book, okay, before he passed. So, and this exercise was part of the information that was there. So, the planetary polarity attunement. The purpose of this ancient Atlantean exercise is to align us with the energy field of the Earth, thus putting us in tune with the Earth in all its energies. It is said that one of the effects of this tremendous rejuvenation, physical regeneration, and long life. Those are some great benefits. Get a compass and find the exact direction of north and south. Okay? Lie down flat on your back with your body aligned north to south. Your head pointing towards south. Relax your body. Watch your body breathe. Feel yourself dissolve into oneness with whatever you're laying on. Now you are not supposed to really believe this is happening. Just imagine feeling the sensations. Extend this feeling to whatever is below that until you feel you are part of and one with the ground, the earth itself. Imagine the immensity of the planet Earth and visualize it suspended in space, slowly spinning around on its axis. Feel it spinning, and your body laying there is moving with it. Feel your body moving with it. Next, feel the lower part of your body, which is facing north. Become energized, kind of like the magnetic end of a compass needle that aligns with the Earth's magnetic field. Begin feeling your chakras becoming energized, as if you were doing the color chakra exercise. But don't go past the heart chakra. Remain with the lower chakras for now. After 5 minutes, reverse your position so your head is pointing north and your feet south. Follow the same procedure as just given, except this time start visualizing the upper part of your body being energized. Begin with the heart chakra and go up to the crown chakra. Continue for 5 minutes. As with the other meditations, if you can, do them for a longer period of time. Okay, there's an exercise that you can do it's called the planetary polarity attunement. Okay? It is said that it is one of the effects of this tremendous rejuvenation, physical regeneration, and long life. Okay, so you are welcome for longevity, a longer, healthier life. Share the information. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, do we want to pull an oracle card since we're here? I am using the Secrets of the Ancestor oracle cards. So let's see what the ancestors' spirit has to say today when we're pulling our oracle cards. I like to get the ones that jump out. Well, hello, Miss Amy. Thank you for joining. Oh, did you do that, Miss Amy? They jumped out. 2 again. So, this is what we have. Let us see what it is that we have today. All right. We have the Judge. Poetic Justice. See that? Poetic Justice. And that is number 11. And then the other card was Creature of Air. Speed. You said you did. You manifestor, you. Creature of Air. Speed. Number 34. So, let's see what the universe has to say. The Judge, Poetic Justice, number 11, which is a master number, by the way. Oh, Libra, the Judge. A master number. All right, so it says, if there is an important decision to be made, weigh all sides carefully. Things are working out in your favor, but you must be decisive and move forward. Maybe you're hesitating. Maybe you're doubting your own guidance that's been being given to you. You are in control of your own destiny. Take responsibility for the energy you bring, who you are, and how you live your one wild and magical life. Stop making excuses. No one else is coming to clean things up. No one else is going to save you. Repeat. If it's going to be, it's up to me. So let's repeat that again. If it's going to be, it's up to me. Remember, we are the creators of our own world. What we think becomes our reality. Here comes the Judge. This ancestor is a truth teller. Integrity matters. The ancestral memory. The Judge comes forward as Sakarubru, god of the moon cycles, judgment, healing, harvest, and retribution for the Angni people of Guinea. The ancestral medicine. Some of your ancestors had to be wishy-washy to survive. Clarity is required. Clear thinking, seeing things clearly is helpful. Kind of like not having glasses, and when you need to have them on and you're trying to read and you could be misreading things. So the shadow aspect, the reverse, is to be patient. Walk carefully right now. This should go without saying, but stay away from anything illegal. You may even be wrongly accused. You feel mistreated. Old drama may be brought to the forefront. If you are found guilty of something, make amends. That's what it says, make amends. And the tarot card to this is the Justice card. Now, the affirmation to this is, every day, in exciting ways, things are working out for me. Sounds really good, doesn't it? That was the Judge. Now, we're doing Creature of Air, Speed, number 34. Because we had 2 cards jump out. Number 34. I like these cards. That's why I'm still using them, because I like them. All right. This Oracle card says, you are highly driven and running towards what you want in pursuit of your desires. The speed is evident, but where is the heart? If you are asking a yes or no question, this ancestor leaps forward with a slither to say no. Make a quick decision. Speak your mind. My birthday and number. Okay. CCC. Where are we at? Make a decision. Speak your mind. Slow down and make aligned choices. Your passion and confidence are clear. If someone is coming at you, remember, you don't have to attend every fight you were invited to. Your reckless communication style is not working. Air ancestors are the most analytical. There is a difference between being assertive and arrogant or out of control. The ancestral memory to this is, this ancestor shows up as the Haitian Sky Father and the Iwa Dambala. We do. This, I think I've read this. This is why I'm having a hard time with this part. The reptilian animal spirit, the python, moves through the air quickly. Yes, there are flying snakes. The snake got a bad rap in the Garden of Eden. Snakes represent freedom in Hindu philosophy and spiritual gifts. Now, I have heard that one. In West and Southern African theologies. Now, the ancestral medicine to this is, your ancestors were not always great communicators. You must heal this going forward. Respect your truth and the truths of those around you as well. Kind of what's happening. Truth needs to be seen. Now, the shadow aspect, which is reverse, are you the one who is emotionally unavailable? Or is it someone else? What some consider to be assertive may be read by others as rude. The energy is chaotic and controlling. You are coming across as impatient, impulsive, and reckless. Hasty decision making is not your friend. So the Knight of Swords is the tarot card, the card that would have been in the tarot deck, the Knight of Swords. And then the affirmation to this is, I am willing to take my time. That's a good affirmation. I am willing to take my time. So that was the Creature of Air card. How was that? Did you like that one? What the ancestors had to say about that? Put those in there. This has been fun. Kind of starting off in a with everything going on around us, and then leaving us with some form of guidance, right? Thank you for joining me. For those who chit chat with me, remember that there's like a 60-second delay before I see any of the chats, and it says, look, I didn't even catch it enough time, and I am still learning and accepting my knowledge with technology Did you know that Aquarius is seen as the most evolved of the air signs? The teacher of all air signs? I'm an Aquarius in Western astrology. Anyway, it is a delay for me to see. So I'm not, don't think that I am not knowing, and I have to be able to see it in the first place, because I will get all this down. I welcome the challenge. I take on the challenge, because just as anything else in life, what has been a challenge for you, you come out the better for it. You come out stronger. Hey, with that being said, I wanted to make mention of, in our evolving of ourselves, in the aspect of in the aspect of growing and developing you within yourselves. And we've all had a history. What's that old saying? Or what that saying goes? We all have a story to tell. We've all been through life experiences, and we can all sit around the campfire and share that story that we have to tell. But let me remind you, and I'll just give myself an example. My mother, I did not get along with my mother. I had a lot of challenges with her. She was very strict, and she was the way that she was. She has passed on now, and those that know me know that I tried to get away from that woman. But I will say this, today, my mother has passed on, and I'm good with her now. I'm totally good with her now. I even asked her to help me with my mediumship gift. So if you look at who you are today, don't you love who you are? Don't you love the aspects of you? There is no one like you, and you are so unique as an individual. And guess what? For me, it took my mother and the way that she was and everything that she did for me to be who I am today. So I say thank you. Every time now that I come against something, a person, an individual, or a situation, or I think of something in my past, because remember, we are the only ones that repeat the scenarios in our heads over and over again. It is what we believe, it is what we are telling ourselves, and it's what we choose to get upset about because it's what we are repeating. So I say thank you to my mother. I say thank you to every challenge that I ever had, because I love who I am today, and I would not change one single thing about myself. If anything, I then began to say thank you to myself. I say I love you to myself. I even had to do a opo'ono to myself, because I didn't realize how harsh I was being to my own self. But in actuality, it is who I am. So if those who don't know what opo'ono is, and I didn't know really what it was when I was doing it, it came to me as guidance, so to speak, because I had a QHHT session. It was when I was, I took the QHHT, which is a hypnosis. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore because of how close you have to get to individuals. And I don't like the over putting on headphones and doing it through Zoom and all that kind of stuff, because you got to watch the person's breathing and so forth. Sometimes the people go to sleep because they get so relaxed. So anyway, I had a healing in mind. I had extremely, extremely flat feet. And when I woke up the next day and I had pain in my feet and so forth, my arches were raised, and that happened from my QHHT session. Now, it took 9 months for it to fully complete, and I could feel the pushing and the pulling and the twisting all in my muscles and my feet, and because my feet were so flat, my toes also had some sort of, the way that they were aligned. So when my arches got raised, there were parts of even my toes that didn't touch the ground. So it was tender. It was painful at times in this process of my arches completing the healing process and getting properly raised. And I was sitting out and I was like looking at my feet and I was saying, thanking them. I was saying thank you for the gift. And then in that moment, I realized those feet that I was saying I love you to and thank you were the same feet that had been taking me around my entire life. I was like, oh. So in that moment, I was doing Opo'ono. I was like, I am so sorry. I said to my feet, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. What is it? How does it go? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. And then when I did that with my feet, I then began to do that with other parts of my body. The other part that I did it was my hair. Because of I had to go through so much with my hair to conform with society and putting the chemicals in, straightening it, and I have these different textures, like I have 3 different textures of hair. And so it was always a challenge, and I would always complain, and my hair wasn't healthy and so forth. But then when I started doing, stopped with all of that, and just and I cut all the chemicals out of my hair and just let it be natural. And now when I wash my hair every single day and I put in new conditioner and I don't rinse it out and then I just let it air dry and I get my curls and its natural bounce of what it is, and how much I love my hair the way that it is, every curl, every bounce. I love it. I love who I am. I had to do Opo'ono with my hair because this is the exact same hair that I have had my entire life. But I love who I am. I love everything about me. And it took all of my life experiences. Thank you. I love all my life experiences that created who I am. I had to go through this with one of my children in a slightly different way. It was the complaint about what they were still repeating in their head of something that they were repeating in their head about when they were little. And so I had to go, okay, let's address this. You want to talk about what happened then. All right, now I'm here. What do you want me to do about then? No? Nothing? What can be done? In truth, it's the story that you're repeating to yourself. It's the story the movie that you're replaying within your own mind. It becomes your truth, your reality. So what is it that you're telling yourself? How about start telling yourself about how wonderful you are, how smart you are, how intelligent you are, how talented you are, how creative you are. You can go on and on and on and on about all the wonderful, unique things about you. Because there is nobody on this earth like you. You decided to come here, and this was the soul path that you chose to take to have the experience for the evolving of your soul and the evolving of us all, because we are collectively connected on a spirit level. We are collectively connected on a spirit level. So when you evolve, we all evolve. And that's what's going on in our society. We are evolving. And what we are hearing right now and seeing and experiencing is that lower energy trying to hang on. It is that lower energy that is fighting and kicking up all the dust. Have you seen somebody have a fight back in the olden days and it was a dusty ground, kicking up all the dust? That's where that expression comes from, kicking up all the dust. So, how did you like that information? I thought it was pretty cool. So, thank you for joining. Subscribe, please. Share, like. Hit the notification bell if you would like, because there are different videos that are being put out. I would recommend to everybody, seeing as we are in an astrological whatever you want to put it. Because remember, next month we do have, in the month of March, we have 9 planets going in the same house. That within itself is going to be, if you don't know about planets, but if you want to simplify it, take each planet and consider it as a person that has a personality. And then each planet is a different personality. Now let's lock up those different personalities in a small, tight room and see how they all get along. That's astrology in a nutshell. So that's society of what we are going through. Okay? So I'm going to stop because I'll keep going and going. I'm so surprised on how easy this time goes by. But I have done, I know why I said that. I said it because make sure you check your emails, double check with this Mercury and Uranus and all that kind of stuff and messing things up. Yesterday, I called myself improving my channel, and I went in to improve the description so that I can get better traction coming to my channel and so forth, and I went in the background and did it. Do you know it changed it in every single one of my videos? So I can either get upset about it or take it as this challenge that I brought upon myself to learn technology better. So now I have to go through, like the book I read, the Children of the Law of One, and all of its chapters. I now have to go through that and then redo everything about each chapter of what it's about and everything else that I've done, and so it is what it is, right? So with that being said, click that notification bell because you may get a notification for a new video that I have put out, whether it is chit-chatting like now, a book that I've read, financial information like this morning, or when we do our spiritual woo-woo-wee, which I have to do next. I've been doing it beforehand, sending love and light, healing energy to the collective, to every soul upon this earth. So if you want to join for that, and I invite all you light workers to join me when we do that, so that we can amplify the energy and bring this vibration to a higher positive vibration. All right? So I am love. I am light. I am being all that I am. So are you.